We're back. Woohoo! Spooky ghost story time. Real life edition. In Montana, I don't know, some shit, blah, blah, blah. Town called Bannack. Do the things. Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants. Hit it!
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. Power of Grayskull. This is
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm supposed to say things now. It's great. I'm excited about the spooky stories because we done a couple spooky stories and missed your guys' spooky stories. So let's get some spooky stories. Zach, how's it going?
It's spooky and stories-ish. I'm scared shitless right now.
Lindy, how are you doing?
Hey, good.
Love your hoodie, by the way.
That's awesome.
The Todd, what is up?
The Todd abides.
Cool.
As per usual.
So what is the thing today? What is the deal?
Let me sip first.
There you
go. So preface all of this. I dated a gal for a good number of years who had family that lived up in Minot, North Dakota. And so it became an annual thing to go up there for the 4th of July and see all her extended family and all that kind of stuff. But the unfortunate part of that for me, being a man we leave here at this time, we get there at this time, she was a firm believer of stopping at every fucking brown sign on the side of the goddamn road. Well, they wouldn't have put a sign up if it wasn't important. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I stopped and saw a lot of really dumb shit and a very few couple of
cool things.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
This is one of those things.
Okay.
We decided one year to just take off out of Utah, straight up, cut through Idaho and through Montana, and just cut across the top of Montana.
Idaho?
North Dakota.
Idaho.
No, Idaho.
Uda pimp. Talk fast and pimp slow.
Yeah.
So this town is called Bannack, and it is in southwest Montana.
Why do I know that?
It's a nice little fascinating quote-unquote ghost town. It was established in the 1860s during the gold rush. It served as a mining hub and was actually once the capital of the Montana Territory, not state, territory, for a small period of time. The town experienced a lot of rapid growth through the late 1800s due to mining and people seeking their fortune. As
prostitution
gold became, well,
definitely.
Yeah. Thank you.
There wouldn't have been anybody there if it wasn't.
Workers' compensation. So
Lindy looks thrilled.
Once come on now, Lindy. Moving right along.
There we go.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
back at the farm.
So the population really started to dwindle, and by the early, by 1910, Bannock was pretty much largely abandoned. Today, it is actually preserved as a state park and is recognized for its historical significance. You can explore the buildings and the homes, and there is a hotel and an old jail, and it is pretty damn well preserved.
Preserved.
I didn't go to the school for people who don't
read well stuff.
So it also is very well known for its ghost stories and paranormal activity. It's a very popular destination for ghost hunters. There are people you can buy a permit and stay the night in the area and camp and do the whole thing. And
That might be why I've heard of it, because I know the name of that town for some reason, and I can't put it together yet. But
so
there's a bear in Bannock that went into a bar. Wait a minute, that's Bozeman, Montana. Never mind. Sorry.
Back on track. We're back on track now.
I'm sorry.
hey man, it's all about the bees in Montana. Bannock, Billings,
But
Bozeman,
But
That was Butte.
Butte, whatever. But
and boobies. Always
Show me
gotta have
that.
the boobies.
Show me that Butte.
I want to see them Dantana boobies. So I'm just going to read you some of the highlight stories of what people have reported, seen, dealt with, all those kind of things. And then I'm going to tell you my experience of spending 3.5 hours there walking through this town and taking pictures and then not getting them developed 35 millimeter film for several weeks after, and then the oh shit moments of going through the pictures.
Cool.
Reggae.
Yeah.
Story number 1, the ghost of the old jail. One of the most famous hauntings in Bannock is said to occur at the old jail. Visitors report strange noises, including the sounds of chains rattling and footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Some believe the spirits of former inmates linger, unable to move on. Blah, blah, blah.
No, I think it goes more like clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yeah.
I can't make a chain rattle sound with my mouth. But not
You're
really.
going to make me tell my dad joke now, aren't you?
Oh no.
Who's your
Yes, I
favorite
am.
vampire? Who's your favorite vampire? The guy that's on Sesame Street.
He doesn't count.
He doesn't count. Oh, I assure you, he
He
does.
does. I'm wondering if this is the
There it
one
is.
where the guy was being brought out to be hanged, and there's like a video where you can actually see him. I'm wondering.
This
if
seems
that's,
like I've heard something about this jail on like
Yeah,
one of the,
that's
it was one of those come at me ghost shows.
Oh.
Come at me ghost.
Come at me. Bring it.
So, number 2 is the weeping woman. There are stories of a mysterious woman seen wandering around the streets of Bannock.
She would have listened.
I've got 3 whipping women running around just downstairs in my house right now. I could go grab one. I mean,
Are they
they're
often
all crying about
described
something.
as wearing a tattered dress?
yeah, mine is right now. Actually,
Mine's at my daughter's at work.
I feel for you. But those days are long past me.
Mhm.
Oh.
Enjoy them while you got them, peeps.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's often described as wearing a tattered dress. She is said to appear at dusk, weeping for lost loved ones. Some claim she is the spirit of a woman who lost her family during the town's tumultuous past. Hookers and gold. Nothing
Yeah.
good's going to come of that.
Nope.
Not unless you're a wee leprechaun.
And keep all the gold.
Yeah, then all the hooers really enjoy your time because it's not a big deal.
Touche.
Yep.
All right, number 3. Move.
what?
The ghostly miner. So sightings of
OR or ER?
ER.
Okay.
Let's not get to that point yet, bro.
Just
That,
checking.
that comes later in the discussion.
Oh no.
It better not.
Let's not.
Hey, you know what the 3 things are that happen before a Catholic wedding?
Oh no.
Anyways. So sightings of a spectral miner, M-I-N-E-R,
Okay.
somebody who's out getting the ore.
Mm-hmm.
Witnesses describe a figure dressed in clothing from the period, often seen digging or searching for gold. Those who encounter him sometimes feel a chill in the air, as if they have stepped back in time. Yeah,
Colder than a well digger's ass.
A chill in the air and a shaft in their butt. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's Matt's line.
Hey. Stealing my stuff.
What's in Matt's butt? I said, what's in Matt's butt?
That's enough. Moving along.
No, I would like to know what's
Nothing.
in.
He ain't got shit in that thing.
Oh, I need another nap.
I need a nap.
Oh, fuck.
Moving along.
Droopy's coming alive.
Got one of them plugs
All
with
right.
like a horse tail. No big deal.
The Haunted Hotel. The old hotel in Bannock is another site of reported paranormal activity. Guests and visitors have experienced cold spots, flickering lights, and the sensation of being watched. Some have claimed to hear whispers or conversations in empty rooms. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, lover, you looking for a good time? One of them kind of whispers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ah.
Mysterious lights. Many visitors have reported seeing strange lights in the distance, particularly at night. These lights often flicker and move in ways that defy explanation, leading some to believe they are the spirits of former residents or miners. To go
I
further,
think it's like helmet lights.
these are not way up in the sky. These are more ground level lights, happening not to be confused with a possible UAP and
Nice.
things of that nature. Orbs of light,
Ugh.
maybe some foreshadowing.
Something coming up.
Number 6, disembodied voices. Paranormal investigators have recorded disembodied voices during their visits to Bannock, capturing what sounds like conversations and laughter. These recordings add to the belief that the town is still inhabited by its former residents. These stories, combined with the town's historical significance, create an intriguing atmosphere that attracts both history buffs and ghost hunters. Whether or not one believes in the supernatural, the tales of Old Bannock contribute to its mystique and allure.
I can see it now. Is there anyone here with us? Pull my finger.
Yeah.
Ghosts will be ghosts.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So, this place is free. It's a little bit of a drive off the freeway, but it's free. This place is very well preserved. You can get into every single one of these buildings and walk around.
Hey,
The only
Todd,
place you can't go, what?
can you do anything you want?
Did this
Anything?
motherfucker not say he was in a bad mood and was going to be like,
I'm trying.
Mr. Pouty Pants was over here like,
Me
Yes.
love you too much.
yes.
Me hunt you
can
long
You
time.
can grab all the Chinese you want and do anything to them.
No,
for long
you've been here
time.
for an hour. You go now.
Anyways, so the only place you can't go is the upstairs part of the hotel because and mind you, this was probably 15 years ago when I went through this place.
Right.
But they just don't feel that the upstairs is structurally sound enough, so they just don't want a bunch of people traipsing up there. But there are rooms and everything down on the ground floor. You can explore this place.
pretty
So
cool.
as you come into this, they have you park at the end of the town, and you almost feel like it's a movie set where everything is just, I mean, it's like 5 buildings on one side, 6 or 7 on the other. What used to be like the church schoolhouse down at the one end, the other end's open.
It's like where they remade Rock Ridge in
Kinda,
Blazing Saddles.
So, it's not
Yeah.
just the fronts. These are actually real buildings. I mean, the workmanship and the detail in this stuff, the banisters on the stair, all this, okay? It's beautiful.
I bet it is, yeah.
It's marvelous. They have done a really good job of preserving these buildings while still letting you get in there. So as you're standing, I'm gonna assume I've got this right in my head. So if you're standing on the west side looking at the east, it's the whole town's laid straight out, and then the church and schoolhouse is at the very end of that
At
street.
the end, yeah.
There are 5 houses, 5 buildings on the left side. And then there are, if I remember right, 7 on the right. On the left, you have what was the mercantile, all that stuff, the hotel, and then like the livery stable and just some type of outbuilding. And then the church, and then a couple of large like boarding houses. They're just open, long kind of lodge things. And then you have this really creepy building that you just look at it, and it's beautiful on the outside, and the closer you walk to it, man, you get the chills. I mean,
Ooh.
I felt this, and it is just, and they have a sign up on the outside of this that if you got some wacky beliefs and don't know whatever, this is not the building you want to enter. You will have some type of
Experience.
I was wanting to play Red Dead Redemption again real bad when he's explaining that town because it made me think of.
Let's go steal a horse.
On the other side of that is what used to be the sawmill, and then there's 2 more that used to be just stores or whatever. They're just open buildings.
General store.
And then the last one is just another awkward. It's like what you would consider a 4-bedroom style kind of ranch house that's laid out, going away from the street instead of sitting on the street. So, like anything else, they kind of gear you from the parking lot to start down the left side of this. So you're going through the store, and they have all this old stuff in there, like it's set up like a store.
Does it have the cocaine chewing gum?
No.
Oh.
It'd be a lot cooler if they did.
Yeah, probably would. So, you get through this stuff and you're like, cool. And then you get to the hotel and it's just very beautiful and ornate. They still have a chandelier hanging from the ceiling and all this stuff. And that's when it's like you start to pick up on stuff. You're walking through the hotel and it's all wood floors, everything, it doesn't matter if you're wearing tennis shoes or not. You're hearing
it's noises.
Squeak, squeak. Yeah. And then it's like you stop. And then you hear people walking upstairs. And then you're like, but didn't they have a chain across saying no one's allowed upstairs? And you're just like, the fuck?
That's
and then
why.
you're froze. You're just like, be quiet. Let's see what we hear. And it sounds like there are moments that it sounds like there's people having a conversation in a room down the hall.
Really?
So you walk down there and you start opening doors and it's like, there's nobody in here.
Yeah.
And you're like, whatever, whatever. So you
It's
come out of there.
Settling. It's just settling. That's all.
Yeah. You hit the livery stable. And it's just a bunch of horse stalls and shit. And, you're like, oh, cool. But I swear, and it might just be me, I swear I could smell horse shit. And there was nothing on the floors, man. It was like...
Yeah, but it's probably in the wood. You know what I mean? Like, it's been in there for so long. It's probably, yeah. With the breeze just right.
Me personally, I skipped the other outbuilding because
Pottery.
there's nothing there. Get to the church. You go in, and it's very beautiful, ornate. Again, I will say this: I am
Craftsmanship.
taking pictures of all of this woodwork. I'm just snapping pictures of stuff. Just not like hey, take a picture of you next to this pulpit, and no, I'm just taking pictures. Get through that, nothing weird. Hit that lodge building, and it's just, whoomp. And you're just standing there. And that was about the time that they got a park ranger that hangs out by the spooky building.
Right.
And he was kind of there on that front boardwalk of that building, and he goes, yeah, this is kind of like what they used as the infirmary. Like people got hurt, sick, whatever, they just kind of, we're all right here because, the church was right there, all that kind of stuff. And it was like,
You'd be closer to get them to their funeral.
Okay, cool, right? So we walk over, I see the sign, if you don't want, to experience weird, wacky things, don't go in this building, whatever. On the other side of the door, it has a historical sign that says the Wailing House, as in WAIL, like,
Yeah.
This house is where they stored all of the kids who ended up coming down with whooping cough in like the 1890s. And they stored them in there because there was no way to truly treat them. And they all were just gonna die. And so they put them in there. And the story is that the reason it was called the Wailing House was because all you heard coming out of this for a good number of years was kids and women crying. So I'm like, I'm hesitant, but I'm like, yeah. So the gal I'm with, her two older sons, which were probably at the time as old as my grandkids now, like 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. They're like, whatever, man, we're going in. Poof, door, they're in, right?
Yeah.
Go in, and they've still got the, wooden bed frames laid out and stuff like that. And I'm just standing in the doorway. I'm not feeling no cold drafts. There ain't nothing going on. Her middle son instantly drops to a knee and starts dry heaving. And he gets up.
Time to leave.
He gets up and is like, I don't feel good. And I'm like, whoop. I just threw him out the door, right? The other boy's still in there. And now I'm like, am I going in to get him or am I taking care of him? Well, his mom kind of caught up to us and was like, oh, I got him. I'm like, cool. Don't come in here. I walk into, and I'm like, Steven, let's go. And he's, no, man, let's hang out. Let's check this out. He's like looking in every corner, every nook and cranny, like fucking Tomb Raider. There's something to use here, There's
He's the little
treasure.
leprechaun. He's the leprechaun looking for the pot of gold.
There's a treasure in here somewhere.
So literally, he stops and goes, you got the camera, right? And I went, yeah. He just drops down on one of these fucking beds and goes, take my picture. And I'm like, boy, I don't think you know what you're asking for. I wasn't even looking. I just held it up like, all right, we're out of here. We go out. And of course, they ask you to shut the doors on all these buildings to keep, wind and all that stuff out and the bugs. So we shut the door. We hit the other buildings and all that. And the sawmill was cool. They had like fucking huge ass fucking saw blade and all that. Cool, right? Very historical, very wonderful. Again, I'm just taking pictures of all this. We get back. Matthew, our son that got sick, is literally sitting at the end of the street in the middle of the road, cross-legged, just staring down at the church. And he's just like kind of rocking. He's like, man, I don't feel good. I'm like, well, let's go. Let's just, get on the road. Maybe you'll start to feel better. If you don't, at least we can stop somewhere. You can use the bathroom. We can get you a drink, whatever,
Yeah.
He's like, okay. So we all hop in the car, take off. It was a half an hour driving away before he was just like, literally from this to, man, I feel great now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So mind you, it's the adults that are staring at each other like,
Yeah. Yeah. What just happened there?
Yeah.
so we get through the rest of the drive, stop at all the other fucking brown signs, and finally, make it to fucking North Dakota late that fucking night. So it's all fine and dandy. We do all the 4th of July.
By the way, where is fucking North Dakota? I've never heard of it.
Well, it's on top of South Dakota.
The capital's Nimrod, I believe.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Continue.
Oh no, we're not to Canada yet, you fucking wannabe Canuck. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
We're only in North Dakota.
All right, then fuck you, you fucking fuck. Let's get that show on the fucking road.
So, fast forward, we're there for a week, do the things, we drive back. We drive back down through South Dakota, stop the night in Rapid City, and then, the rest of the drive back to Utah. Back to work, all the things. Like, it's like literally 3 weeks, almost a month later. And we're like, oh shit, we've got all these rolls of film from the trip. We need to get them developed, right?
Yeah. Let those set too long and they won't be worth anything.
So get them developed, go pick them up a couple of days later. And me and her are sitting on the couch, just, pulling them out, handing it.
Are you burning photos at this point? Never seen it again. I'm not. Nope. Mm-mm.
No. So the first couple of pictures are like stopping at some fucking petting zoo, or there's this big rock out in the fucking middle of nowhere. All this shit, right?
Yeah.
And then like,
Ooh, where was the shit?
under the rock.
Under the rock.
And then there are 16 pictures on the end of this roll that are all in Bannack. I did not realize that we didn't take any pictures in the mercantile and all that. The first pictures I started taking was in the hotel. And it's literally the entryway with the big curved staircase with the woodwork and the chandelier. And there are 3 orbs of light on the stairs. And you're just like, the fuck? No big deal, right? The next one is the hallway going down from that main area with the front desk and all that. And there is just a shadow at the very end of the hallway that
Great.
looks like, about a 6'5" tall person just against the back wall, just kind of silhouetted.
Creepy.
You've always been here, sir.
Here's Johnny.
So now I'm like, we have to like really scrutinize these pictures now.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's nothing more really to be seen in the pictures. There was only like 3 or 4 more in the hotel because it had some of the most wonderful woodwork.
Mm-hmm.
And you take any in the library. The next 2 pictures are in the church. And I was up on the day by the pulpit taking a picture of like the back wall was like all these wood carvings.
Cool.
You cannot see the wood carvings at all in the picture. It just looks blurry. The doorway going out, seeing the road, clear as day. The pews in front of you, the ceiling, perfect. With those 2 fucking walls up over the doorway coming in the entryway are just blurred.
Wow.
And I will tell you, a lot of the woodwork was like, angels and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. I mean,
Right.
it was all hand carved stuff. It was very beautiful.
I bet it was.
But in the picture, it's just a blur.
Nothing. Wow.
The next pictures were in the lodge. I was just like, I'm going to take a picture of this because it's like a fucking bunkhouse.
Yeah.
There are more orbs of light just randomly through that picture. The next picture is Stephen, her older son, who's laying on the bed.
Okay.
And over him, off one side, like his shoulder and the side of his chest down to his hip, is all just like somebody had painted him black. Just
Creepy.
shoulder, arm, down to the hip, all black. And then there's an orb of light on the left side of him.
Did he ever see this picture? I wouldn't want to show him, I don't think. But
I'm sure his mom later on showed him, but
okay.
we didn't show the kid.
Not at the
any of
time,
those
anyway.
pictures. No.
Yeah.
So we're out, and then the last picture that I took was before we were leaving. I was standing at the end of the road, and I just wanted to get that shot of all the building fronts and all that. That picture is absolutely clear and perfect down the left side. You can see all the boardwalk, all of it, the building fronts, everything is beautiful. You see half of the church, and then the whole right side and everything else is just blur. Just a complete blur. So literally, this side of the picture is great. This side of the picture is just fuzz.
Creepy.
But the majority of the pictures were all clear.
Yes.
But it's just okay. Wow.
So I you could take it for what you want, but dude, I'm not joking. It was like somebody painted like from his neck just down that black, like a semi-gloss black.
Right.
Not like it was a shadow. It was just black. And only on him. The bed next to him, you could see just the end of it because he just laid
clear.
down like this. It's just wood. And
Wow.
Creepy.
yeah. But
Super
those
creepy.
orbs were the, I was like, this is the shit they talk about when they're doing all their little ghost adventures and shit.
Yeah.
You see these little orbs of light. And it was just fucking wacky that those were, I mean, that room, mind you, we got there, it was probably 11, 12,
Yeah.
midday,
Mm-hmm.
full of light, big open room, and those orbs came through so specific in those spots that you would have thought it was somebody standing there with a super bright flashlight
Whoa.
shining it back at you while you took the picture.
Creepy.
Yeah, so these aren't dust particles.
No.
Way too rough
In
for
the
that.
picture, they're like a grapefruit size.
Wow.
In the picture. Just trippy ass shit. And yeah, for what it's worth, like all I can tell you is if you want to have a spooky good time, go to Bannock. Don't go to Billings or Baldwin.
The other B.
Cool. Bannock. Well, thank you, Todd. That was awesome.
That was.
That's my story.
I don't want to go in the Wailing House, but I do want to play Red Dead Redemption now.
God no.
I've been thinking about Borderlands 2 more than that. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just
Lindy,
been
I
so
think
long.
Lindy, you've said about 4 words the whole episode. What's up with you?
I was captivated.
Okay.
Talk to Dr. Evil.
Right.
You guys know
I
how very
see
fascinated I am by this.
1 million ghosts. Oh,
I'm just thinking as soon as I'm thinking about like vacations like that. Like if my son went there, he's like, I don't feel good. I'm like, call a priest. We're going. Get out of here. Nope.
I need the young priest and then the old priest.
Yeah. It's time to run.
yeah, dude, it was trippy. It was very trippy. And
I run
mind
to
you,
the church, but the walls were blurry.
Dude. I mean, ultimately, that was the one that truly disturbed me because number one, I was really looking forward to seeing that picture because
Right.
I wanted to like go see what humans used to fucking do.
Yeah,
you
look
know?
at the craftsmanship in this. How many hours, how many lives went through to get this done, you know?
And
Right.
you couldn't even tell that it was wood. You couldn't.
It was that bad.
It was just fucking blurred.
Did you say wood?
These are seasoned orbs.
Impossible. I'm sorry, I'm really tired.
It's all right. It's all right. That was funny. I was not expecting that.
That was beautiful.
All right, guys, let's pretend like we're gonna get it on with some girl we know has had at least 17 STDs, and let's wrap it up.
Okay.
That sounds like a double wrap.
Yeah, that sounds like this isn't happening kind of
Maybe,
scenario.
maybe triple. Yeah.
Celibacy
Yeah.
does not sound so bad anymore.
I'm,
I got the saran wrap.
I don't even care how good looking you are, because right now I can't concentrate on anything other than the fact that I'm going to die immediately. Eddie Murphy, what, you just stick your dick in and blow up? Oh, Todd, thanks for the story. I was
Yes.
creeped out about. I was thinking about it. I would love to go see stuff like that because, like we were talking about, like the woodwork and stuff. I would love to see it, but yeah, I'd stay away from the whaling house for sure. If it's got a sign that says if you don't like weird phenomenon, probably don't go in here, I'm gonna be like, I believe you. Yeah, I just believe you.
Well, like I said, they went in. I'm standing in the doorway, and I literally like 3 steps in, grabbed him, and was just like, "We're out, bro."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
shoved him out onto the fucking boardwalk, and his mom was there. And then that's when I realized the other one's like going further in. Like,
Yeah.
I got to go in here now.
I
Spectacles,
have to do this.
testicles, wallet, watch.
Watch.
Fucking, I'm Benny in the Mummy. Like fucking, I remember like you fucking mumbling pulling all the shit out. Fucking, what works, you know? Let's
Whatever
go.
it takes,
Go.
man.
I'm going into a whaling
cool
house. It
in
better
here.
be with Bob Marley, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for tuning in.
Yes, that was a good story. I liked
don't
it. I
give
enjoyed
a
it.
fuck if you like, rate, review, but these other 3 people do.
We
So
kinda
don't
care.
do it for them. Don't do it for me. Do it for them.
Do it for all of
Hey.
us. It's fine.
They take this stuff serious. I just like to sit here and run my mouth and watch Spark just like lose his shit.
That
who I
happens
am.
from time
Push
to
the
time.
button.
Yeah, you do.
So Todd covered it. Yeah, go to Spotify, do your, liking and reviewing and rating and all that good jazz.
He said rating, not raping, by the way. Anyway.
That I'm sure that's what we said.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
Was it?
You said rating with a T.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the
I'm
T.
sure it did.
I heard
I didn't, but you did.
Now I need a nap again. I want another nap.
All right.
Please also remember to share the page on Facebook or Instagram. That really helps get us across. Just a couple more listeners each week is super helpful, and it helps get us out there.
Yes. Thank you very much for that. And thank you again, Todd. And we will see you guys next Tuesday on Spar.
I'm Zach.
Lindy.
I'm scared shitless from telling these stories. But I'm here. So, I'm Todd. Fuck you.
Later.
Later.
Bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. Power of Christ. This is
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
What's my line, Zach? What's my line?